This is what greatness look like. This is what the pound-for-pound fighters in the game supposed to be doing.
Fight fans, welcome back.
I said, okay, I like it. Bring it.
He came, he saw, and he conquered.
As long as he got blood running through his veins and his heart is pumping, y'all ain't effing trouble.
He didn't have it all his own way.
What a shot from Cardenas!
But the boxing world breathed a collective sigh of relief as the monster rescued a 3-day Cinco De Mayo weekend that provided a lot of bark, but not enough bite.
And a monster performance indeed.
The only problem now regarding Naoya Inoue is that we're once again left scratching our heads, debating who, if anybody, can actually beat this generational superstar.
You got a lot of belts around you right now. You know who else has a lot of belts? Who? Naoya Inoue, the man who is in the crowd.
Ben Rodriguez takes the throne!
We've made some stat cards for some of the prospective monster slayers to help show you who has the best chance of overcoming the most fearsome man in boxing today.
What is there about this monster that's not to like? He's got power. He throws his punches properly, puts them together. He adds defense in with aggression. And he shows that he's human.
Before we weigh up the ifs, buts, and maybes, let's first take a look at the man himself.
Look at this. Hands behind the back. He hit him with the Roy Jones.
Having now been champion for 11 years, it's a reign of terror that features 25 consecutive world title fights.
Only the second man to be undisputed in multiple weight divisions in the modern era.
Since passing that original acid test back in 2019 against Donaire, Inoue has continued to make boxing's best look distinctly average.
And that was way too easy for Naoya Inoue.
Nobody's going to know he was in a fight when you see his face tomorrow.
A true all-rounder that beats people at their own game, whether it's high-speed chess against Philly, or standing 10 toes down against Tijuana.
And another left hand drops Nettie in round 5.
The speed, power, and relentless pace turns first-round firefights into harrowing hunting sprees.
I think watching the fight tonight, everybody's very much aware that I like to brawl.
Inoue's card is obviously dominated by speed and power, but his IQ, which includes his overall skill set, is also on par with the very best in the game. Actively chasing knockouts is a double-edged sword, and Naoya had to bite down a couple of times now, having been caught and dropped.
Oh, and down goes Naoya Inoue.
But each time he's kept calm, recovered, and made a statement.
When you look at the future, what do you want next?
At 32 years of age, the monster doesn't look to be slowing down anytime soon.
My good 4-punch combination as he's taking steps forward.
He's 5'5" with a 67-inch reach, and while the trash talk is minimal, the entertainment value is through the roof.
Next September, MJ.
He's my belt, come. I'm ready, let's go.
Next up, the monster has a September showdown with Murajan Akmadaliev to sink his teeth into. MJ is an exciting Uzbek with Mexican DNA.
That's one single bomb.
There was the uppercut.
Alongside an Olympic bronze, he claims a 320 amateur record. And while he's pretty much the last super bantamweight hope in terms of beating Inoue, he certainly won't be a pushover.
I tell you now, you log this. This man will beat Naoya Inoue. He has all the skills, all the ability, all the pedigree. I fully believe he will beat him.
With standout numbers in grit, chin, and power, Akmadaliev comes to bang.
Looked like he was on the back foot. Here he goes, and he stopped it.
And fortunately for fans, I can't see a clash against Inoue being any different.
He's in control right now. Whoa!
Apart from his whipping right hooks, he's noticeably slower, And while his lean-back southpaw style makes him awkward at range, it can make him vulnerable when being pushed backwards.
Big body shot. Rios crouching over, and he finally takes a knee.
I'm going to give you a 5-star pick today. Akmadaliev is going to go the distance with Inoue. You're going to see Inoue's not. You're going to see Inoue's KO streak end with Akmadaliev. Akmadaliev is a very, very durable guy.
He's half an inch taller and longer than Inoue, but his 13-1 record is tarnished by a split loss to former Inoue opponent Murajan Akmadalv.
Well, he caught it. That was nearly a knockdown. He did it.
A night that, considering how the monster dealt with the Filipino, doesn't bode too well.
The legend of the monster continues to grow. History made here in Tokyo.
One of the things that fans want to see you do is a potential fight with Junto Nakatani. Is that fight happening for sure in the next year?
If the fans want it, Inoue wants it. And so the most likely next step, according to the monster's hit list, is a clash with another Japanese wrecking ball.
He is a perfect hybrid of a Japanese fighter with a Western flair. And also, he's got that fundamental strength and heart and fighting spirit that we see from Japanese fighters. You put those together, man, that is a tall task for anyone in the world, the monster included.
The fact that Junto Nakatani is a division below and still being pitted as one of Naoya's biggest threats tells you everything you need to know.
That was a big shot right there!
Beautiful left hand.
That's some fight that it has to happen. That's a fight that like Mayweather Pacquiao when they were young. You know, that's the fight that everybody's gonna be looking forward to.
Scary power for a 118-pounder, combined with impeccable timing, IQ, and shot selection. With a similarly exciting, risk-taking style to Inoue, Junto's offense can open him up.
That right hand right there lands for Cortez.
But chin checks have been passed without spending too much time in the trenches.
He's coming in to kill me, so I have to have that same reaction or same type of mentality.
30 fights, 30 wins, and world champ since 2023. The 5 years of youth, 3 inches of height, an additional inch of reach might form the perfect monster slayer on paper, but it's a different story under the bright lights.
And Junto Nakatani is the kind of fighter, he showed us that in the past, that when he smells blood, he will go for the kill. And that's why I say he's must-see TV.
I feel that Jesse Bam Rodriguez will knock out Inoue.
Recognition in boxing's lower weight classes only comes with risk.
It's going to be dangerous. It's not going to be easy.
And for this reason, another generational talent with a similar question mark over his anatomical ceiling also eyes up a future showdown with the monster.
You know, for me, Jesse Rodriguez should be mentioned, as I said in the ring, in the same sentences as Crawford and Usyk and Inoue. You know, he's that good.
If you still don't know about Bam Rodriguez in 2025, then allow me to introduce a 25-year-old all-rounder that combines Mexican machismo and beautiful boxing.
Trying to fight his way out of this trouble, but he got clipped with a beautiful right uppercut. Just swung away. Body shot. Puts Naoya down in a heap. Putting on the performance of a lifetime.
This is the epitome of someone great at 24 years old to be doing what he's doing.
Not quite the one-hitter-quitter power of Nakatani and Inoue, but a relentless engine backed up by footwork, punch variety, and a maturity far beyond his years. You might recognize him for fighting 6 rounds with a broken jaw.
I can't imagine fighting, another 5 or 6 rounds with your jaw broken?
Or for silencing an outspoken Brit back in 2023.
I feel like he can't come forward. I'm going to have his falling in all night, and I think I'm going to make him look silly in his backyard.
For the first time in his career, Sonny Edwards goes down!
It's a huge ask for the young Texan, and while very little separates them on paper, experience, a broader frame, and heavier hands will sway the majority towards the monster.
And he stands over the former king! Bam Rodriguez takes the throne!
However, man, look, you want to go up to 126, and you want to try to dominate that division, there's some lions there too. Dudes that can take your stuff. You remember, he's a small guy.
Up at featherweight, the road only gets more treacherous, and there's a select few danger men ready and waiting to sign the contract, or so they claim.
Man, you see this the height difference between you and Inoue. He's gonna come up to featherweight at some point. What do you think of that matchup? Are you a little too big for Inoue?
Dimension-wise, Raphael Espinosa provides the toughest obstacle.
Big shots right there landed.
Mexican by name and Mexican by nature, he's a Margarito-esque switch hitter with a 74-inch reach and a 6'1" frame.
Found the key.
Coming to the end of 3.
And with power, accuracy, and a herky-jerky style, he's not just a challenge for the monster, but a very real threat.
Good right uppercut. Too much heat, Jeff. And it goes down again.
One guy that everyone's talking about outside of Nakatani is Nick Ball. A lot of people want to see that fight.
Style-wise, a relentless front-footed Nick Ball brings more of the same. But stature-wise, at 5'2", he couldn't be more different.
Exactly where other fighters, when they're getting in with him, they're going automatically on the back foot and just accepting what he's bringing, whereas I wouldn't do that.
The Brit brings a level of physicality that we've not yet seen against Inoue. Whether he can get in close to execute, however, is another question entirely.
That was pretty impressive indeed. He's an exciting fighter, isn't he? He's a crowd pleaser.
The fastest rising profile after a Netflix boost on the Tyson-Paul undercard belongs to that of Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington.
I'm ringing bells and I'm making noise, and that's what we plan to do, continue doing our career, and I definitely want to make that fight happen sometime soon.
Despite comments, the Inoue fight is probably still a little premature as of right now. But his well-rounded skill set, airtight fundamentals, and impressive power ensures fireworks further down the line.
What a finish from hometown Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York.
He's the best fighter in the world. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. That's the best in the world, man. And he's moving up weight classes. And as he's moving up, he's starting to get dropped a little bit. But guess what? He's still knocking these out. It don't matter.
I mean, I'm trying to think if someone else is going to give him a serious challenge, but I do like the knockdown because it makes him seem human.
The monster is human.
Right.
Outside of this, the recent wave of uncertainty and retirement talks have put even more doubt on an eventual Tank Inoue showdown.
I'll be too big for him. I'll be too big for him, yeah. But that fight will be like, yeah, facts.
Canelo Crawford reminds us that anything can happen. But a 2 or 3 weight jump against power like Tank's is really a disastrous combination.
He's a generational talent, and he's an outstanding fighter, and I got a lot of respect for the young man. But if he ever did some dumb shit like that, you already know what time of day it is.
Moving away from all the niceties, Casimiro was the only man willing to really bring the heat and trash talk Inoue.
Inoue! You're Inoue! Come on, man! You're a monster! No, you are no monster. You are a Chinese, Japanese turtle. You're a monster.
But what looked like a perfectly simmering mega fight now looks completely dead in the water, and it only becomes more so the moment Inoue moves up.
These guys coming over to America are bringing some heat now. It's not just do. This Nakatani kid, his left hand has some shit on it. And Inoue, that speaks for itself.
Accentuated by the current U.S. talent struggle, this exciting new wave of Japanese fighters are making an impressive mark on boxing's lower weight classes, reminiscent of Mexico's rise to pugilistic prominence.
It's the kind of fight that I'm dying to see, and I think would be a huge fight for not only the Japanese fans, but I think the American fans on this side of the world who are starting to understand how good these Japanese fighters really are.
This is real boxing. There's no trash talk, no nonsense, And as of yet, for this level-headed monster, there's no silver bullet.